whole lot about the perioral dermatitis, but you can see that it has improved. My name is Danielle. I'm a semi-retired nurse. I'm currently working in public health 1 day a week, and then I typically work at the hospital doing CPR. And then also every brief moment, every blue moon, I go and work at a retail store. That 20% discount comes in very handy. But I don't do that a whole lot. It's every once in a while. It's seasonal. Yeah, so I'm going to go to Publix, and then after that I'm going to go to the gym. Last Saturday I taught a American Heart Association BLS class, and today I woke up, I had this backpack I have, and I sat in the bed and finished filling out all these rosters and all this different stuff. And then I sent in the training. So I got that done. Yeah, I learned this from someone, get yourself sit in the bed, read through stuff, as they say, let it digest. And I took care of it. Got everything emailed. I have to scan things. I know if I wouldn't have done it this morning, I would have postponed it even longer, and I didn't want to postpone it, especially this is a paying customer. Even though I charged them at a substantial discount, nevertheless, they're still a paying customer. So, and then I messaged them, sent them a copy of the screenshot showing that I had ordered the cards and that I would keep them updated about when the cards are coming. So I don't have a situation where it's like next day cards and all this stuff. I'm going through I'm aligned with this company. So yeah. Once I finish getting all this stuff hashed out with this training, the next thing I have to do is I have to fill out some paperwork and some different things related to the hospital job. I mean, just about everyone has some kind of SMART goals or something at a job, whether it's directly or indirectly. So I'm going to be working on some things in relation to that. This job is not a toxic job. So with my finances on the investment horizon, I sold some of the Nvidia, and I purchased some Fidelity 500 index fund, standard S&P 500 index fund. Yeah, so I wanted to pull some of it off the Nvidia table. I still have quite a bit. The Nvidia has been a gift that has kept giving, but I took a little bit of the equivalent of cost basis plus a little extra. So then there's still, it's over $1,000 left. So far I've pulled off, I started off with $1,900. Started off with $900, then it was valued at $1,600, so I pulled out the $900, and then it was $700. Then it went up to $2,000. So then I pulled out around $700. So thus far I've pulled $1,600 off, and it's still worth around $1,500. It's just been the gift that keeps giving. So but I did want to make the investments a little bit more balanced because the Nvidia was starting to take up so much of the portfolio in terms of the balance. So I said, let me just kind of pull that back a little bit. I think it's somewhere between 12 to 16% of the portfolio now. I haven't made any more payments on the trip recently. I have time to pay that off. Something to look forward to. Trip's gonna be in 2027. And in terms of the rest of my finances, I mean, bills are paid and just navigating the budget. I got paid this week with the public health contract job. I'm doing my best to stick to taking half of it and put it into saving. I think the last pay period I only did 10%, but I had some bills that were going to be coming out. And I think other than that 10% and maybe one time doing 20%, most of them I've been doing 50%. So, and yeah. Just have to do all I can to make sure tax-wise things are copacetic. Okay, we're almost at the Publix now. Let me see who's parked here. Okay, we'll park here. I've already made myself a list. This is like a beam. Let's see if I can get it to get out the way. There we go. It's a sunbeam. Let's see. Where can I go? Okay. All right. I have all my things printed and copied for Investment Club. I have Investment Club this Sunday, and it's my turn to do the education. And I printed up some things on the 50-30-20 budget. Also, I printed up a stock study list. There's some stocks from Canada. That seems pretty interesting. And I printed this other information about why this particular brokerage company selects certain focus stocks. So that's 3 things. I have requested a modest drawdown. I mean, if you call 90% drawdown a modest, I don't have a huge amount of money, but I do want to get a new oven. I have a built-in oven, and I was considering getting a dishwasher. I haven't had a dishwasher for a good while. Maybe put a couple dollars in investing with Danelle and put a little bit of a payment on that trip I'm taking in 2027. The portfolio for the investment club isn't important to me. The portfolio is a learning tool, and it is a way to have people committed. The monthly dues, the operations, the monthly dues go to purchasing stocks, and you can draw it down whenever you want to. Sometimes I've strategically drawn it down to tax harvest, and sometimes I'll draw down if I've made a teeny tiny bit of interest in the case of when my kids were in college. So I just want to draw it down where I only have about 3 figures left in there. Yeah, that's the ultimate plan. Yeah. And I may take what money I get and maybe buy some corporate bonds or something like that. I'm really going to see. And I think that that would most likely be part of investing with Danielle. But I want to have as little money invested into the investment club. And I really want to get all this squared away and get the oven and everything before fall, because that's when people start baking and using I don't want to overuse the tiny oven that I got, but that's pretty much, it can sit on a counter. So that's what we've been using lately until we get our oven. I'm gonna head to the gym now and get on the treadmill. There's actually a YouTube live that's on that I want to watch, but I'm not going to turn it on until I get on the treadmill so I can listen while I'm walking. Yep. That's kind of life now. It's like, wow, it's going to be July next week, and that means I'm coming up on the 11 months. It's heading real soon. Yeah. It's something else. My dad asked me, are you happy? Are you satisfied with the things? And he doesn't generally, say things like happy. He more is like, are you enjoying the journey? And I'm like, yeah, I am. I told him about what happened when I put in the application with that school system, just to challenge myself so I wouldn't be triggered. I withdrew the application, but the lead person still called and asked me if I was interested in interviewing. I said to my dad, I said I didn't want to get into that evaluation, just that PIP and the retaliatory evaluation. I didn't want to have to explain it to that person. So I think what I said to him is, I'm standing alone enough that my resume attracted the person enough to give me a call. I don't want to work there. I just wanted to challenge myself. I'm in my 60s now. I'm not planning on working full time anymore. I don't mind working, but just not full time. It worked out. I'm on my late husband's survivor benefit, and I work up to the income limit, and like my mom says, God is a God of more than enough. And that's how I'm doing things. Just making smart choices. I'm not 100% completely debt free, but I'm just doing what I need to do to be responsible. And that's basically what's going on. Enjoying being around my kids. I actually missed my kids when they went on the trip. My son tell my daughter-in-law says, my son said, oh, I don't think that mom would go. And it's not that I don't want to, it's just health reasons why I wouldn't be able to tolerate being outside in nature. I just had to put some eye drops in my eyes because my eyes were itching last night. And I think I could do like a cabin or something so I could retreat back in. But so they were trying to look to see, maybe there's a place that has cabins and a combination. I said I would be okay with that. But I'm not a nature-y girly, and if I go for a walk, sometimes I'll put my eye drops, do like an antihistamine, and put a face mask on if it's a lot of nature, and whatnot. But so I guess people that are my friends or that I would associate with have to understand that. My family understands that, and they're just like, they just wanted me to be out there to experience it too and see my grandson. I said, well, we'll figure something out, and even if that was something that you all did together, that would be okay too. You can do pictures, and I can find ways to be around my grandson. We go to the zoo, go to the things like the aquarium or even the botanical gardens. I can tolerate something like that. If the flowers got to be too much, I could put a mask on or something. So, yeah. But I'm grateful that I have a relationship with my kids and my daughter, my son, and my daughter-in-law, where they would want to include me on a vacation. And my daughter-in-law said, we're gonna figure something out so we could all be together and go on a vacation together. And I said, that sounds good. I said, but to now, I'm grateful for the day trips or whatever we do together is just fine with me. I enjoy the simple things. And before I go in, I'm going to show you the things that I got. It's not a huge grocery haul, everyone. This is the Daily Moisturizing Fragrance-Free Lotion by Publix. It is inspired by Aveeno. Just tap that. It's $8.99. I got 1, 2, 3. 3 of them. Active ingredient, dimethicone, 1.3%, a skin protectant. And the other thing I got, even though I know and Walmart has an Equate brand, but when I put that on my body, I don't know what it is about it. It just smells bad when I put it on my skin. And I said, well, maybe it's just me. I went in the shower and I showered down, scrubbed it up, exfoliated as much as I can with my skin. And then I applied it again and went around the house. And I said, oh my God, it does smell. So I showered again, took it completely off, and used what I had left for this. So they did have 3. I'm sorry, but I had to be greedy and get all 3 of them. The next thing I got is the Gold Bond Medicated 7 moisturizers, 3 vitamins, eczema relief, skin protectant cream, colloidal oatmeal 2%. Relieves symptoms, redness, irritation, itchiness, dryness, roughness, scaling, peeling. It was overpriced at, let's see, I think it was priced at around $14, which is way too much. You can probably go to Kroger and get a bigger one for $17, but I was there, so I got this. So I'm going to use this sparingly. So that's all the lotion that I got. The other thing that I got is the sensitive toothpaste for sensitive teeth and cavity protection, 24/7 sensitivity protection. This is by Publix. Maybe I should be getting the price list out. I'll get it in a second. I got the Polydent antibacterial dental apparatus cleaner, 3 minutes, ultra fast deep clean against stains and buildup. For it says retainers, aligners, mouth guards. If you know anyone, or if you use an asthma inhaler, it's very good at cleaning that too. Just drop them in there, it'll rinse it out real good. If you have family members that use a nebulizer or any kind of medical apparatus that needs to be cleaned, but you have to be careful what you clean, right, with it, right? It works very well. The next thing I got is the Publix soft toothbrush. Bacterial defense bristles help keep your brush clean up to 3 months. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna pull out these prices. Give me just a minute. All right, I have it here. The Polident tablets were $6.49. The Public Sensitive toothbrushes, that was 2 soft toothbrushes, that was $3.99. The Gold Bond lotion, they were each $14.99. Again, I know I could get it somewhere else, but I was there, and it is what it is. I got the Publix fragrance-free lotion that is inspired by Aveeno. I got 3 of those at $8.99. Toothpaste was $3.99, and the toothbrushes were $3.29. So after tax, this all came to around $76, which I'm going to schedule a $100 payment to avoid any interest. But I'm waiting until all my bills go through, and I'll do that before the grace period. I'm not saying that all my credit cards are completely zero, but I'm doing my very best to either pay stuff down between the 30 to 90 day mark. That's what I really try to do. Right after I retired, I was immediately just paying stuff off immediately because I didn't have any kind of income. But now that I have some income coming in, I loosen it up a little bit about paying within 28 days. Maybe I'll, stretch it out 90 days or something like that, just to, it's a fine balance. But in a perfect world, once I get everything paid down, I'll be back at the 28, pay it off before 28 day thing. So yeah, some obstacles to that right now are just helping people. I'm gonna go get on this treadmill for a couple hours. I'm gonna bring some water in too. So that's me on a Saturday, shopping. Hang on. Just shopping and doing stuff on Saturday. It's getting close to 1 o'clock, so I think they close early on Saturday anyway. So I'll be in here for a while walking on the treadmill. Stinky feet. Stink. Ow, we're black.